1, 2. Buckle my shoe, I say. And now I'm here. Who would have thought? I need to put a loopable song. Let's see. We have wonderful music. Wonderful music. There we go. Boom. Age of Thunder, the time of giants. Good morning, good morning. Today is a crafting day, everybody. There we go. I'm going to click this. Even better. Okay. Last time. So we got these going for us. These are the wings for the pillar that we want to make, the LED pillar. Here's the prototype. We can pull back just a little bit. There we go. That easier? That is easier. Great. Noel, good morning. Thank you. I recently cut a bunch of more wings, and hopefully this time I don't cut them in the same direction. So that way I can actually make the flip side. Oh, they're still just a little bit taller. Oh, that's interesting. That's good to know. How much taller are they? Maybe by 1.5 centimeters. Oh no, if I line up the top. Oh, they're just 0.5 centimeter off. Oh, that's fine. Oh, I got my angles wrong. Whoa. I might have to recut. That's crazy. I totally got them off. Okay. That's an easy fix. Let me grab my cardboard. Let's try it this way, so I don't actually just destroy it. Well, no, I have to cut it. We'll see how this goes. Okay. Easy peasy. Oh yeah, there we go. Gotta make things make sense. If they don't make sense, what are we doing? Okay. Nikki, what's up? Okay. Man, I have to make all these new cuts? Dang. By the way, we got some new music. We can check that out in a second. But yeah, we got some new music coming in, and it's really nice. But first, need to make sure I don't mess this up. Okay, so these three are backup. These two are the ones I need. Are these? Am I grabbing the wrong one? I grabbed the wrong one. grab this. There we go. I believe I need to follow this one, not this one. This one's just slightly off. Okay. Bring you guys to the hot wire cutter. Beautiful. All right. So really the objective is to trim the top here and get more aligned with the smaller bottom that the other pair has, and then cut off the bottom here. Can't tell if that's a right angle or not. Where's my square? Where's my square? Where did it go? Where did it run to? Square. There you are. Okay. I need to wake up my voice, guys. I'm so tired. Interesting. Interesting. Okay. So that does change. Question I have. So the foam is square. The cutter is not. Okay. Dang. Let's get this right. Flush with the top. All right. I feel more confident with that. Now, last looks. There's a little bit of a bump. The smallest of a bump. If I can get that out now, that would be ideal. Right. All right. Perfect. Time to cut. Noah, what's up? Got a little crooked here. It's okay. See if we can clean that off. There we go. And sanding will do the rest. What we got here? 220. Just running in. You were first recommended on my page. Oh, heck yeah, Noah. Well, thank you for coming in. Appreciate it. Crafting in the morning. Making something before you start your working day. It's a good feeling. I was like, what family argument are they having? They're just having a hot morning talk. All right, so these are cut even. Even Steven, as some would say. Love me a bit of craft. Making props for my players is my jam. Less terrain, pen and board. I feel ya. For me, it's have a few scattered terrains that can kind of help the imagination, or go fully theater of the mind. I do a mix of both. But, you know, there's something satisfying about the idea of a project that's like, I want a dungeon set, right? I just want it. And I want to be able to use it when I want to use it. And not going out and buying a bunch of Dwarven Forge or whatever. Okay, this is turning out really nice. Especially if you're a world builder, having a set of dungeon set that fits your world, it's a good feeling. Okay, so we have to make sure these all match. So I'm not going to draw here. And I'm not going to draw here. Great. So I shouldn't be drawing on the side or cutting on the side that has those crosses on them. Oh, there's a ladybug. Little tiny ladybug. Hey, buddy. You alive? Oh, I don't think they're alive. Are you? You just stuck to... Oh, they got stuck to the tape. Sad. It's not too cold. I can do this outside. I thought it'd be way too cold. I am gonna put my Scottish conductor hat on. Keep my head warm. Grab scale references. There we go. Do I have my tools? Right there. Like barrels and tables and other tiny stuff. Make a lot of letters and want to post and stuff. Yeah, making letters, that's something I really want to get into. A lot of terrain for Noel. I feel that. Is it a little different? It's just a little different. That's okay if it's a little different. I'm okay with that. I'm okay with a little different. I have to destroy it anyway. Okay, so we have tiny measurements here. That's not the ruler I want. Got the texture. Worst case, I grab this. Sometimes my rulers just disappear on me. I don't know why. Super strange. Just realized you're from Florida. Yeah, I'm C-Mike. How's it going, man? Pads and pre-cut canvas paper. You can age with tea or coffee. This is true. I haven't gotten to the wax. Well, I've done a wax stamp once. What's really nice is if the first time I did a letter, I did the coffee stain, burnt the edges, but then I took a thin, wet pass of Mod Podge and put that over the letter. And that helped it be a little bit stronger for the players to handle. What up, Kobe? Okay, so we want 1/2 centimeter. So right now I'm measuring the lines. If you see these line gaps that I made, I cut those off the edges, and those are 1/2 centimeter. I want to match that on these. Just make sure you can see. Sounds pretty good. Now getting that 5 centimeter here is going to be a little tough. Kind of have to eyeball this. I don't know why I put my ruler over there. That feels nice. Seems like a little fat. Yeah, it is just a little fat. Okay. Have you done any build videos of you just going through your process? I haven't done build videos. Honestly, I'm a little intimidated by doing a build video. Every time I start one, it just feels like I'm making a tutorial and there's nothing exciting for me to make it. And so that's why I lean on the stream, because then I'm at least making it and I'm spending the time making it with you. Yeah. I think I've tried doing a summary video with the last thing I made, which was these foam magnetic scaffolds. But the video wasn't turning out right, so I kind of had to step away from it. On top of that, I'm gonna be honest, I have so many D&D games recorded that I have to get edited that making more edits is a lot. Like, we have the 20 episode Amity Island game that's on the channel. It won awards. I got awarded for best game master at a film festival, and just released the uncut for Cocaine Owlbear, and we have the uncut for an adventure that would use these if I had them made sooner. Who knows? Maybe I can still get some B-roll shots for the final release. So it's like that plus a few more games are in the can. On top of that, you know, I gotta edit corridor stuff. And then I was hoping to get some more done when corridor shuts down for Christmas. But my dad had to come visit me. How dare he? How dare my dad want to see me for the holidays? Take up my precious work time. Stopping the flow and the focus. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I'm just doing it from home versus in the office. They needed some help. I jumped in. Well, let's be honest. They called me and I jumped in. It's good work. It helps the guys out. So I'm happy to do it. I often make the joke on the Monday meetings of like, yeah, I'm working from home, guys. Yeah, we know. I don't do the note stuff. Don't fly back to the Midwest. I am counting down the days to fly back to Cali for a holiday. No, the only reason I would go to the Midwest is to visit some old faces from childhood. For better or for worse. Also, the Midwest is cold. And I know cold is, you know, determined on where you are and your ability to adapt to the temperature, but Midwest, it's cold. I'm from Maine, and I'm scared of Wisconsin cold. Hell. I think the coldest let's see, the coldest place I've been. Got Minnesota for sure, because that's where I grew up. Got to like -40 Fahrenheit. What is that Celsius? Someone ask your pocket computer what that is in Celsius and put it in chat. -40. I remember when I was a kid, when I had to go to the bus stop, if I took a shower in the morning, which is always great, but if I walked to the bus stop, my hair would have been frozen, even if it was just a little damp. Let's see if I get this right. So this one's just slightly off. Got it. It's okay. It's okay if it's a little off. Yeah, snozzicles. Going skiing in Minnesota sucks. It's really cold. And now I gotta do, is it 5 centimeters down? I don't think it is. It is. Okay. Not 5 centimeters, 5 millimeters. Look. I don't think it is 5 millimeters. It's 3. Great. New York City in the dead of the winter is cold though. Allie and I went to... How did we get into New York? Why were we in New York? Were we just in New York? Yeah, we were just in New York. We were visiting New York, and we had to go to JFK, the city airport, and it was a few years back where JFK shut down entirely because of a blizzard. We were on like a 10 p.m. flight, and we were there for 3 hours, delay after delay after delay, until they shut down at 1 a.m. And they were like, you have to leave the airport. We were like, we have nowhere to go. We have no money. We like spent most of our money on our vacation. Called up. I didn't call. I reached out on Instagram to another creator that I knew was in New York, Patrick H. Willems. He was randomly awake, and he was like, yeah, here's my address. Come on over. You guys can crash on our couch until you can fly home. And we stayed in New York for another week. And at the same time made one of our best friends, who has a actual big time short film coming out, which I'm super excited to go see. It's actually got legit actors and everything. They got a good budget. Hyped for him. He's been wanting to do something like that for years. But yeah, that was cold. New York City cold, where you walk 1 block and a typhoon of freezing air shoots by, hits you, and you're wearing 3 layers of clothes, but your bones feel the cold. Head to the last lecture of the semester. All right, Noel. Should have gone snowboarding with Casey. Shoulda, woulda, coulda. I remember one time I went to New York City for Corridor and I missed my flight home because I looked at my clock and I was like, oh, I got 2 hours. I got 2 hours. I can spend 30 minutes at like a park and just sit and chill. Because I used to live in New York City for like, I want to say a year, maybe 2 years, something like that. And so I wanted to just sit there and kind of reminiscent over the times. Apparently, I misread my clock. I had only an hour. And then I only had a half hour to get there. And I missed my flight. I did not hear the end of it from Christian. Christian wasn't mad. He just kept giving me a hard time. Super funny. All right, that's some good guidelines. And all that's going to get cut. When it comes to this middle, like, triple layer business, we'll get to that. What I ended up doing was just cutting the piece and then gluing it back on, because the prototype hated me for that. Do you miss the corridor office antics? I do and I don't. I miss hanging out with the guys on a daily basis, grabbing lunch, talking shop. One of the nice things about working from home is the antics at the office don't distract you from the work, because it's very easy. Yeah, that's kind of the vibe, right? It's like, other than that, it'd be nice. But as you saw, I don't know if you saw the video, but the video where Ren does the why can't I use a ruler right now? The Liquid Terminator video. I make an appearance. That's because I was in town. And I came over to the studio. I mean, yeah. Yeah, why is airport in that message? I remember some of the most stressful deadlines of the vlog where it was so stressful, it was funny, right? There are times where everyone's having a great time, they're talking about things that they're working on, and I'm like crunching on the keyboard, just going and going. Nick's sitting next to me, and we're just going at it. And for some reason, every single person in the office decided to have their conversation next to our desks. It's like, guys, come on. You have the whole studio. Stuff like that. It's funny in hindsight, but in the moment, it's so stressful. But working from home is its own stress too. Airsoft. Yeah, playing some Airsoft or Nerf in the office is fun. Yeah, working from home is its own thing. Like, you know, you gotta manage your own time and your own distractions. Because now no one can keep you accountable, only yourself. Whereas like if you're in a group setting, in a very friendly, like good way, you know, a peer can be like, hey man, you seem distracted all day. What's going on? Whereas if you're working from home and you have a distracting day, no one can check in on you. You have to catch yourself. Which is the pros and cons. Like, you learn to manage your own time. They knew you were working. That was the plan all along. Alright, so make sure the whole point of this. Okay, yes. Yes. Okay, great. Make sure I'm cutting the right thing. Some people strive in different environments. Yeah. This was not the throwback I was expecting this morning. Oh, hey, you know what? Life does that. That was a wild time. That was an exhausting time. It's funny, it's like, yeah, you know, I know exactly how to grind and make a channel pop off. I absolutely do. Do I want to do that way? Feels a little too exhausting sometimes. So I like going at my own pace. But man, that time is a bit of a blur sometimes when I think about it, because it's like I was filming so much that my memories of the time are only through the camera lens. which is so weird. Like, I, as the person who was there, have the exact same memory that you do. More than, let's say, Ren, who was on camera in the moment. Such a warp of reality. I do have to get another camera out here. Oh yeah. And man, dude, I got a film festival award for playing D&D. I'm doing something right. I don't know what it is, but I'm doing it. I'm just so stoked that, like, this just came to my mind. I'm super stoked to get one of these pillars made. This project has been staring me dead on for so long. This blade is getting dull. One of my other blades. Yeah, so what the pillar will end up looking like is something like this. So this is the base. I get to put an LED. Do you want me down here? I do. So we have this RGB LED that with the remote I can change colors. Put in there. Put that on. And then these wings will go up here, right? And then what I'm also going to do is put a piece back here so that the LED really catches the light, or the acrylic catches the light of the LED. And it's like this ancient arcane pillar. I just push this out. Heck yeah. There we go. But I need to make like a whole nother base, so I have two at least. That crow, right? Tame it like a druid. Fantastic. Yeah, and then we got like a fallen piece I'm working on here. And we got this massive freaking doorway. I don't know, yeah, it's on camera. That I'm slowly chugging away at. because this is a dungeon made by giants, the door has to be huge. And then we got a bunch of tiles. Are they stuck? Am I gonna rip the paint? Oh, I ripped the paint. I'll worry about that another day. Got a little magnetic tile piece. So that way I can build a dungeon with dice. Oh, that's unfortunate. Probably the same thing over here. Yeah. But yeah, and then I can have some corners. That's why it's a ancient giants dungeon. There we go. Yeah, so in my setting, we have dungeons by giants, dragons, elementals, and elves. And they're all going to be different to certain degrees. But the giants dungeons are very much like fortresses and structures. So in my mind, classic dungeon tile makes sense. Whereas like elves were very much ancient Rome in my setting. So there's gonna be less dungeons and more ruins. And if I did make a tile set for elves, they would have a little bit more like smaller brick pattern, but this is meant to look like giant slabs of stone because giants built them. What up, Crow? The setting, yeah, fairly much English, very much a homebrew setting. It's originally built off of 5e, but it's becoming its own thing, and I'm trying to make it more and more compatible for other systems like Shadow Dark. Which I find is a really cool world building exercise. If you build a setting just for 5e or D&D, all your creative ideas come from and through the idea of playing D&D. Whereas if you think about another game being played in your world, you have to think about how those mechanics interact and tell the story of that setting as well. And it really opens some interesting doors in your brain. Okay. Straight. Okay. So, looking at this. Noah, do you write or do you write music or make music in any way? I personally don't. It's one of the little talent regrets I have and not enough time to improve or focus on. But I work with a composer to kind of make original. You should be hearing it right now. This is the Age of Thunder, the Giants Explore theme. I work with a composer to make ambient music for the D&D games. And they're all based off the motifs of each era of the world. And I find that if you can find the right music, whether you find someone else's music that you like to use, or you work with somebody, or you write your own, finding the music of your world is like finding its voice. It is really personal and very wonderful. Probably one of my favorite parts of world building at this moment is just hearing it. Because the music just makes you imagine the setting and the tone and the vibe. This piece is a little long. I could learn to cut straight. There we go. Or building is my favorite part. Mainly the rules to be based off are 5e. 99% of things are homebrew. Our first 5e campaign and first time DM. Been going on over a year at this point. Heck yeah, congrats. The BBG is an artificer lich in charge of a group called the Visionaries. I dabble in music, mainly keyboard. The music is soothing. I think that's tough for my setup. Is that it's a friend's house where we go to do it. So setting up the speaker and getting control boards. I mean, I made a video about it on this channel you really don't need much, even when you're traveling. I use a like an Anchor portable. Hold on, I'm cleaning this thing. Give me a second, I'll get back to what I'm saying. There you go. I use a portable Anchor, like brick speaker. It's not in front of me at the moment, but I use one of those. And it's Bluetooth. When I want music, what I'll typically do is have it saved on my laptop or a hard drive or SSD plugged to the laptop, and then I have a Stream Deck plugged in the laptop, and I can just push the button to queue up the song that I want, and then just set to loop at a decent volume. Yeah, this will do. Just bevel those edges. Yeah, and then I put the speaker in front of the GM screen so the players can hear it clearly. And that's pretty good. If it's too much of a setup just that alone, having the tracks saved on your phone and able to loop them, or you have your tracks uploaded to YouTube as like unlisted hour-long loopable tracks on a playlist, and you just have your phone and you just switch the song on your phone, you could do that as well. And I know they have like speaker amplifiers. We used to play around with one where you put your phone on it and it takes the vibrations of your phone and it'll make it louder on the speaker. Something I do know, if you are going to play around with speakers at your games, make sure the speaker is on the other side of the GM screen. You could hook up the Bluetooth speaker to your phone. You could do that too. In the past, where we've had speakers like chilling on the side where the DM is so they can mess around on the phone, no one can hear the music. Only the DM can. Okay, so now to make this work, you could just use the app. That's right. I used to do that. I don't anymore because I was just like, I'm getting tired of using my phone all the time. But yeah, 100%. You can just have the Stream Deck phone app. Yeah, I have a whole video on ways you can use sound and music to amplify your D&D games. It's wonderful. The video and the practice. That'll do. And it's going to get destroyed, so that'll look fine. Alexander, just want to shout out, I've been using their music for my campaign. Oh, a sky, got it. Been using their music for my campaign, similar to Skyrim. Oh heck yeah, that's some good vibes. Yeah, I use, before I got my music made, I've been using a mix of Epidemic, Critical Role, I think RPG music, and for ambient sounds I use Michael Gelfi. And so often if you watch the uncut games, you'll hear a completely different score and sound effects. Because we recorded different music on the day. And yes, I have a speaker on set, and I have to remove that in post. Which is its own pain in the butt, but it's totally worth it. Okay, so now Scotch tape and glue. I want to see if I can hook up a GoPro out here so you guys can actually see me in this space, and then you can have this angle to be like what I'm working on. Very thin and fragile piece. Where's my glue brush? Here it is. Squeeze. That's not tight. There we go. That's tight. And that should hold it together while it dries. Cool. A little crooked because the top is tighter than the bottom. There we go. That's nice. Let that sucker dry. If we do music, it's usually hardcore. Oh, having combat music is the best. I have various types of combat music. My hope is to get more into music for combat that's like heavy metal or like Halo, like OG Halo inspired. Well, it's funny so I'm outside right now. Here, let me swap the camera. Is this one? Yeah. So I'm outside, right? And I got 2 monitors that are connected to an HDMI splitter, connected to the monitor by my desk that has chat on it. So that way when I'm out here, whether I'm sitting here, I can see chat. Or if I'm over here by the hot wire cutter, I have chat over here. Yeah, I know the audio is broken. That happens when I audio better? It's a delay. Yeah, so every time I swap the camera on the phone, I have to reset the app. But yeah, I have 2 monitors, so that way I'm over here, I can see chat. If I'm over here, hot wire cutter, I can see chat. It's all connected with various cables going to my computer. Yeah, that's why I want to put like a GoPro out here, so you can kind of just see the space as well as what I'm working on. It was a pretty easy setup to turn on too. It's not that many steps. Put a book on it? I could put a book on it. Hi.
Oh my god, are you freezing out there?
It's alright.
Says the man who like has to have the heater on max yet now you're outside and you're like, it's fine.
It's fine.
What are you crafting today?
Working on the pillar.
Oh, okay.
Because the two pieces that I had were all on the same side.
Mm-hmm.
So I had to make the opposite side so I can put them together.
Nice. Noah's saying really nice things about you. He also says I'm mogging you for likening heat. I don't know what mogging means. Is that like some new Gen Z term? I don't know. You're making me feel old. I will always mog seem like about heat.
To be fair, when you're cold in the cold, like outside, it's a different feeling than when you're inside trying to work on a computer.
Mogging is making fun of. This has to be a Gen Z term because I've never heard of it.
Or it's just an internet term. Who knows?
Gen Z. I'm Gen Z.
You're out of touch.
I'm a super cool millennial, okay?
What house are you in?
Shut up. He says you're really engaging though. And he thinks more people should be watching.
I appreciate that.
He said I'm born in 1998, whatever gen that is. Yep.
Oh no, that's millennial.
Like,
It's on the cusp.
It's on the cusp. He's Gen Z.
It's 8 years after me.
Yes, it's 9 years after me. You're fine, Noah. I just keep hearing new terms and it makes me feel old. Oh, he is Zillennial.
Zillennial.
You have to look that up. So therefore, he is still Gen Z.
A Zillennial.
I don't know.
That's such an interesting term.
Because like you said, they're on the cusp.
Yeah.
Okay, again, Nicole. Bye.
Bye.
Oh, are you trying to come see your father? It's freezing.
They'll hate it.
Well, and also like...
That's as close as it'll get.
It's so cold, like, you really want to get in here?
My cat wants to hang out in my office.
But she hates the cold. She enjoys it for like 2 seconds, and then she's like, okay, someone warm me up. I'll leave the door open for you, but...
Mogging me for liking the heat. So funny. No, we were talking about our cat. Yeah, we're cat parents, as one would word it. It's not the same, but at the same time, it can be the same depending on the day and the time of the day. But we love our cats. Okay, there we go. My knuckles are purple. There we go. Good piece of tape there. We got it. We got it. It's great. I can put it next to this one. Where's the other wing? There it is. So these are finished. Put that there. So this, almighty brain. How long have we been streaming? About 2 hours. All right, so what I want to do is plan for what to work on next and not really dive into it too hard. Is there a schedule for when you stream? Yeah, so the stream is Thursday mornings and Sunday mornings. Right now it's Pacific time, so around 7:30ish Pacific, that's when I get on. And I try to stream for like a couple hours. I would stream more often. I probably will when my workload gets a little bit lighter. But you know, that's give and take, right? So I like the look of this being like solid slab of stone. There's something cool about that. But I do like big chunk and block piece vibes. So I probably am going to make one big cut across the legs, glue them back together, and I'll probably do one more up top here, and so the legs are structured. I don't know how I'm going to do this up here though. I love working along crafting people. Oh yeah. Dude, you know what's really great? When you have to like fix up your home and you just turn on Adam Savage and he's just working in the background. It's great vibes. So yeah, this is meant to be like an archway doorway. I'm gonna probably put magnets in here so that way they can snap on and off and I can store it. And then up here, you just put like a gargoyle or a monster and it's already set deck. I wonder if I need to make it angular like I did this versus straight down. That might be a thing that I have to do. Okay. And then this was a prototype of the doorway. So that can be laid down as like a broken piece. I think I should break it here too, into a couple pieces. Because right on its own, it's a huge piece. But that makes it feel gigantic, so if it's going to match, I have to make a couple cuts to match that. That'll be nice. The pillar wings will dry. Yeah, so we have a archway, pillar, I have to make another base. Pillars, tiles, what else? I want to see what I can do with walls. Maybe like a couple like right angles or left angles as scatter. That might be nice. And I'll try to make it in the style of this. Feel that out. So you're gonna break the pillars? Not break, but de-age and destroy. Electromagnetic, and something to make them crumble at a click of a button. Oh gosh. Yeah, would be nice. Just your brain would think you just witnessed magic. But yeah, this doesn't need too much, this archway. It needs just something, but nothing too much. Like, just putting that down on the table, players would love that. Then boom, landslide. Oh gosh, that's funny. I thought of stuff like that before, but I step away from it typically, like high level engineer like traps and stuff like that. Like I've thought of like logs and rocks falling stuff. It's fun, but it's not how I DM, so I don't want to put too much effort into a piece that I wouldn't use the way that it's designed for. Yeah, so it looks like it'd be one cut across there. Yeah, I think it needs just a slight, like a 10-degree angle on trying to make more of a pyramid vibe to it. I think that's the way to go. Do I still have a prototype piece? I don't think so. So I can take one of these blocks and do a test. Try to cut it as thin. How thin is this? Is that about an inch? Inch and a half, so about 3 centimeters. Yeah, so if I cut this down to match this leg, I can do some experiments on some angular cuts. I think the big chunks should be segmented in the same ratio as that pillar, but to scale for a large archway. Aren't so many lines up? Yeah, I agree. Yeah, there are times when I look at this and I feel like there are too many, but I also think it's okay because this big guy is going to exist. So I think like a big chunk right here, right? And then a big chunk here. So it looks like huge blocks were used. Yeah, feeling good. It's all coming together. All right, I'm gonna go have some breakfast and I'm gonna get to editing. Thank you so much for hanging out. Ooh, it's warm in here. Comparatively. Yeah, everybody, thank you. Ooh, thank you so much for hanging out with me. Nice cold breeze in the ancient dungeon. Oh, there it is, another prototype piece, which is in the wrong room. Once we get through the pillar and the archway we can tinker around with some more ideas on like cloud dungeons and hovering island big boss layers, and but probably want to draw them out and design them first. I do have, once we get through this archway and pillar, which will take a while, probably like a couple more weeks, I did get some slabs of rubber that I really want to play with as like roads and rivers that I can just unroll and toss onto the map. And at some point we're gonna mess around with these guys and try to make some like skeleton terrain or something like that. I don't know what yet, but we're working on it. One step at a time. Just to visualize the world. I do have some ideas for that. I haven't explored it too deeply though. So we have giants from the Age of Thunder. They kind of made a very brutalist design of architecture. And then after them, we have the elementals and the dragons. And then we have the elves. Elves are ancient Rome, so we'll get to those in due time. Dragons, they might fit the description pretty well. I think elementals probably is a very very mind-bending, unsettling style of architecture. Or maybe dragons. Well, dragons are built a bit off of Mesoamerican. So elementals would have to fit that more than anything else. Have that sense of surrealism in there. Because, yeah, elementals, I've been struggling with, like, what the architecture is. And it's like, they're made of the elements themselves. They would just make what they can with what they have. There she is.
Shouldn't eat her milk.
She didn't eat her meds?
No, her milk. She ate her meds.
Well, you're messing up, Luna. A maze of blue Medusa. I will check that out. Until then, though, I do have to eat. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. It was a lot of fun. So, I will stream Sunday morning and Thursday mornings. We'll see what happens the closer we get to the holidays, because my dad comes into town. We'll see how that goes. You know, have the great rest of your day, afternoon, evening, and of course, in case I don't see you, have a great good night.